Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I've got the Peter Rassenti Snafu 3.5 inch here with me for a review, and we're gonna analyze the look, the sound and the feel of this guy. But first of all, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content. So let's see how big this guy is right away. It's not a huge one because this is gonna be 8.2 inch long overall with a 3.5 inch long blade and actually a cutting edge of 3.2 and a handle of an overall length of around 4.7 inches. So it's not a huge one compared to the first generation Snafu. But for example, here you have the Ontario Rat number 2 and Ontario Rat number 1. And as you can see, the Ontario Rat number 1 is kind of like bigger than the Snafu. So let's check out the Spyderco Para 3 and look at that. It's pretty small compared to that, but if you check the Paramilitary 2, you're gonna notice that this guy is pretty much the same size of the Snafu. If you check like Chris Reeve Knives offerings, this is the small Sebenza 21 and this is the large Sebenza 21. Again, you're gonna notice that this is a 3.6 inch long blade and the handle overall is gonna give the the large Sebenza 21 a little bit a longer length compared to the Snafu from Rassenti. Another couple options here you can check out are the couple options from Custom Knife Factory. You have the 520 designed by Philippe Georget, and this is the Snafu 2.0 designed by Peter Rassenti, and here you can clearly see the difference and in size and in also some other things. This is not a custom, this is Custom Knife Factory, so it's not directly made by Peter Rassenti, but the design is. Another couple options you can check out are from Shirogorov. This is the Neon Zero, and this is the F95R Slim, which of course is bigger than this fella over here, but the Neon is kind of smaller, really nice EDC size. I'm gonna show you another Custom Knife Factory because I got it here, and just because it's an integral and just because it's beautiful and I like it. So here is the Custom Knife Factory Tashi Barusha design, Justice 2.0, and here you've got a Hindered Knives XM18 3.5 inch long, and I'm going to show you another couple options. This is the Brown Knives LHCX, and what else can I show you again? Look at this Custom Knife Factory MCAD Empath Knife, fantastic one. Just check the review for that guy. What else do I have? Knife, Black Opus, little guy. I'm gonna show you another couple little ones just because we got them right over here. Booze Smoke Mini. Really cool. Of course, this was the giveaway from 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. This is the CRKT squid, Burnley designed, and that's it, guys. I don't wanna. Oh yes, and just let me just show you this guy over here because it's same designer. So you can see that this is the large Nirvana 3.0 and it's pretty much the same size of the Snafu, and because we are in Canada, why not Kirby Lambert Brain right over there for your viewing pleasure. So let's check out this pretty cool integral knife designed by Peter Rassenti. This is a pretty cool one, guys. It's not a cheap one. It's gonna be running around $1,200 to $1,300, so not a cheap one, but it's a very nice one. It's gonna last you forever. It's absolutely fantastically made, great design, great look, great sound, great feel. But let's check it out from the look point of view. You can see that this is an integral titanium frame lock with some pattern which has been engraved by hand by the man himself, and this is called the desert floor pattern. Really cool. And as you can see, you can notice all these patches are wrapping around the handle and they are continuing on the lock side. So really cool touch by Peter over here, Canadian knife maker, of course. It's fantastic. This is a solid one. It's a classic design. I mean, it's the Snafu first version. You've got some titanium handle with some 45 degrees chamfering going on all the way around. This surface is flat like this and this one, but you've got some chamfering going on all around to increase the comfort of the handle itself. And then you have basically no skeletonization on the inside, because it would be pretty hard to do, and I never seen any integral knife with internal milling, because I don't even know how it could be done. Then you can see you've got some jimping right over here at the heel, close at the heel of the blade. You've got some jimping right over here in the thumb ramp. And of course, you've got a very, very prominent and a little bit sharp flipper tab with a couple of jimping lines going on right over here. Of course, there's no backspacer going on, no standoffs, because it's just a solid chunk of titanium, just one piece. Drilled hole right over here for your lanyard hole. This guy has no lock face insert, so no stainless steel lock face insert, like for example the Custom Knife Factory Snafu 2.0 is sporting right over there. But I mean, the geometry is so well done that there's no lock stick, so you're gonna be basically good to go. Be careful, because there's no lock bar stabilizer, so you can risk to overextend this guy a little bit if you push it too far from this side, but just be aware that you have a little chunk of the pocket clip which is acting kinda in a way as a lock bar stabilizer, because you have to push also the lock bar out when you try to overextend. But why would you? Just don't, because it's gonna be a pain to fix it. Of course, you've got Peter Rassenti signature, nicely placed and subtly done in the external lock bar cutout right underneath the pocket clip, which is a nice classy touch to keep the blade sterile and without any billboarding going on. The overall construction is absolutely simple. One Torx bit T15 is gonna be needed just to undo the pivot, take out the blade, and that's it. You're gonna be done in like 4 minutes. In, clean, out. It's so straightforward, so simple, and so maintenance friendly that it's ridiculous. Of course, screws are not proprietary. It's nicely sunk in and flush with the handle. You've got a Mokutai pocket clip with a matte finish and a couple of titanium screws. You're gonna need, I think, a T8 for those two guys. Nice spring tension. You have a low profile, so clip ramp is gonna be pretty low, shallow, let's say. It's a tip-up carry only. It's not reversible. It's just gonna stay there. You can't really move the pocket clip anywhere. The blade is a work of art, guys. It's a quite thick stock, but if you look at how it has been ground, it's just gorgeous. You have a slightly accentuated thumb ramp right over here. Not that much, but it's here. And then you have this sweeping down line, which is so sexy, guys. And then here the swedge widens up to this point where it abruptly sweeps up, and then you can notice that it's creating this thick tip that is like fantastic. If you want to price something out, you can rely on this for sure. So this is a nice grind going on over here, and then you have this flat grind over there in the first part of the belly. And by the way, check out this mirror edge. And then you have a hollow grind on this side of the main bevel right over there. Nicely satin flats, and you have a dark finish in the 3 grinds. Look at that, nicely done. Plunge grind is beautiful. It underlines and enlightens the stock thickness of the blade, and the fact that this is a hollow grind and it's relatively thin behind the edge for a, you know, look at the stock thickness over here. This is nicely done. It's a nice slicer, even if it's a beast of a knife, and even if the stock thickness is not the thinnest. You can see here you have a finger choil, which is absolutely functional. It's a full finger choil. You can just grab the blade like that. It's not gonna be cutting or anything, because it's just continuing and sweeping down this way. So really safe. It's not chamfered, so it's not sharp, but it's not chamfered right over here, and also around the flipper tab there's no chamfering going on. You have just a little bit of jimping right over here, but I really like how this side is just, look at this. This is a one continuous line, which is fantastic. I love when it's like that. And right over here also there's a little bit more less curvature, but still it's nicely done. Of course, edge symmetry is spot on. It's nicely executed. You've got, of course, no billboarding, no fuller on this particular one. Usually you see the Snafu with the fuller, which is giving like an even more badass look, but in this case there's no fuller. It's just like a nice flat like that. You have an overall nicely balanced blade, if you ask me. And if you hear the sound that this guy makes, guys, this is a solid thwack, beautiful clack. This is a beast of a sound. Authority, reliability. This guy is strong. It opens like a boss. It's a heavy blade, which is producing a nice and not quite sound, even when it closes. When these thumb studs are hitting the titanium frame lock, they produce an extremely pleasant sound, I gotta tell you. So cool. This guy is weighing in at 5.2 ounces. When you hold the blade like in this position, I don't feel any hot spots. It's very good ergonomically speaking. There's no sharp edges, except of course for this pretty aggressive jimping here and here, but that's the point. It needs to be grippy to securely stay in your hands when you're using it. So very nice. Also, like a reverse grip is absolutely fantastic. The flipper tab is gonna create a lock, like a guard kind of thing. So it's absolutely reliable in the grip. You can also choke it up, taking advantage of the finger choil right there, and use maybe an even more advanced position for your thumb, but kind of like having it resting over here, and it's gonna feel absolutely good. Like you can gain a lot of precision with the forward grip like this, and this guy is gonna be transmitting to your hand a fantastically solid feeling, because it's a solid piece. It's one chunk of titanium. There's no moving parts. There's no gaps. There's no flex. It's sturdy. It's there's a little bit of texture, not that much. So this is gonna be sleek and a little bit slippery, but it's solid. It feels robust in the hand. 100%. Of course, you've got no blade play. This is not gonna go anywhere. You've got a nice feeling in the clip. This is strong, so it's gonna stay securely attached to your pocket or wherever you're gonna put this guy. It's gonna stay there. The clip is strong. Deployment speed, the action, it's fantastic. The flipper tab, it's pointy, it's sharp, yes. It's gonna be creating some finger sore if you try to do the push button kind of thing, like just pushing this direction, it's not gonna work. So you're better off, and because of the design, you're better off like with a light switch. So like that, it's gonna be so easy, and that's the preferred way to deploy this one. Not so much with the thumb stud. I can't really use these as a thumb stud because they are functionally designed as stop pin. So I can do the thumb stud action in the Snafu 2.0 by Custom Knife Factory, but I'm not able to do it here. So it's, I don't know, maybe the geometry to in relation with the pivot, it's different. So I'm just gonna be like doing the light switch for sure. Super smooth action, guys. This is running on caged bearings. Of course, detent strength is on the medium strong side, so it's gonna be deploying like a boss, and you're gonna have some nice kickback when this guy flies open and this thumb stud hits the frame. The blade wants to drag away kind of like this, the handle. So it's a beast. It's a powerful deployment for sure. When the blade is in the closed position, there's no way you're going to be able to touch the tip of the blade, so you can't snag anything because it's nicely recessed right over there. Of course, no rattling when shaken because so little, the number of moving parts is so minimal that there's nothing that can actually move. The lock to disengage the lock bar, actually, it's easy. It's not, you see, there's no area like to milled out for on the show side to have a little bit more release, but because the stock is thick and this area here is kind of wide, you have enough room to jam your thumb over there and just close the knife in like this. So not that bad. I would have preferred a little bit more milling to be a little bit more comfortable, maybe more rounded off, but it's fine. You can absolutely disengage the lock bar without any lock stick, any hindrances, and it's gonna be absolutely a cool experience just to close the blade. There is no detent ball ramp, so you're gonna feel a little bit of a hard step when you do this kind of movement, but as soon as you disengage the lock bar, you're gonna have, you see, the blade just trying to fall down, and as soon as you rotate the handle, you have the blade wanting to glide close, and you can, of course, you see, do this kind of thing. So you just have the blade just gliding close. It's that smooth, really, really nice. And you also have a little bit of detent suction, which creates kind of like a magnetic effect when you try to close this bad boy, which, I mean, it's just a good looking one. The blade is beautifully ground, nice titanium integral frame lock, looks good, sounds really, really authoritative, and it feels great in the hand and absolutely solid and sturdy and reliable. So this is a work knife. This is something that you can literally abuse and maybe even batoning. I don't know. It's a fancy one because it's not a cheap one, but it's for sure a solid one. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned.